In a city where every street holds a new opportunity, where money never sleeps and time is the most valuable currency, your journey begins not just as a taxi driver but as a rising entrepreneur. This isn't just a game. It's a blueprint for financial growth, a digital playground where strategy, hustle, and vision determine how far you go. Welcome to the world of Taxi Simulator, the ultimate test of your ability to turn fuel into fortune. The moment your car starts, you're not just driving. You're building a business. You start small, probably with a beat-up sedan that's seen better days, a few bucks in your account, and a handful of customers needing a ride. But that's how every empire begins, from nothing. You see, the beauty of this game isn't just in its graphics or physics. It's in the way it mimics real financial decisions. From pricing strategies and fuel economy to vehicle upgrades and customer satisfaction, every move has consequences. Every mile is a money lesson. In the early stages, you're grinding. Long shifts, unpredictable passengers, and tight margins. Some rides pay well, others are barely worth the gas. But here's the first financial lesson: consistency beats luck. You learn to read the city, the high traffic zones, peak hours, the hot spots where premium customers call. You begin to understand that time is your biggest asset, and wasting it on low reward routes is just like burning cash. Slowly, your income starts to grow. Not massively, but enough to give you options. Do you repair your old taxi, invest in cosmetic upgrades to attract better clients, or start saving for a new vehicle entirely? This is where the game becomes a true test of your mindset. Do you spend to look rich, or do you invest to become rich? The smart players, the ones who think like entrepreneurs, they save, reinvest, and plan. Soon enough, you're not just driving, you're managing. You buy your second taxi. Maybe you hire a driver. Suddenly, you're not just earning from your own rides, but also from the income your employee brings in. Welcome to passive income, the holy grail of wealth building. Your taxi empire begins to grow. One car becomes two becomes five, and soon you're operating a fleet. The roads of the city now echo with the engines of your success. But it doesn't stop there. Now you're balancing revenue and expenses. You're paying for maintenance, insurance, employee salaries, upgrades, fuel, and even advertising. You're analyzing profit margins, calculating ROI, and watching the market closely. The smarter you manage your costs, the more your profits grow. And this is where the simulator becomes a financial education tool, not just a game. Every dollar counts. You learn to compare vehicle efficiency, calculate fuel cost per mile, estimate average revenue per customer, and decide which part of the city deserves your attention. You discover the power of compound growth, how the money you reinvest accelerates your expansion. You begin to think in terms of opportunity cost. Every decision is a trade-off. Do you buy another mid-range vehicle now, or wait to afford a luxury model that brings in VIP customers? Then comes customer satisfaction. A fast, clean, efficient ride earns you tips, loyalty, and better ratings. Poor service brings complaints, lower ratings, and eventually fewer rides. This is where service quality meets brand value, and in business, your brand is everything. You start to realize, your success isn't just about speed or location. It's about reputation. And just like in the real world, your brand reputation in the game has a direct impact on your earnings. Marketing becomes a new layer of strategy. You can invest in advertising to increase customer calls, or offer discounts to attract more volume. You start tracking how your promotions affect daily revenue. You learn which channels deliver the best return on investment. You begin to understand the basics of digital marketing, local advertising, and customer acquisition cost. All inside a game. And the deeper you go, the more financially intelligent you become. You start keeping a mental ledger. Income vs expenses. Net profit vs gross revenue. You start budgeting, planning, forecasting. You create short-term goals like buying a new vehicle this week and long-term visions like owning the entire fleet in the city. You move from reactive to proactive. You go from hustling to scaling. Eventually, the game offers you the ability to open a dispatch center. You're no longer just a driver or a fleet manager, you're running a full-scale business. You control dispatches, assign drivers, manage routes, maximize peak hours, and optimize everything to drive profit. You're dealing with logistics, team management, financial planning, and growth strategy, all critical real-world business skills. What makes this game so addictive isn't just the driving. It's the thrill of watching your income grow, your assets expand, and your vision come to life. You get to experience the full arc of entrepreneurship from struggling startup to market leader. You start with a single ride, and end up building a transportation empire. That's the magic of the simulator. It teaches you that wealth isn't built overnight, but through smart, consistent action. And as you scale, the financial decisions become even more intense. You begin to track performance metrics. Revenue per hour. Cost per mile. Customer retention. Staff turnover. You start investing in data to drive decisions. You realize the importance of efficiency. A well-run business earns more with less effort. That's the definition of scalability. Eventually, competition enters the scene. Rival taxi companies pop up. They're fighting for market share, stealing your customers, and undercutting your prices. Now the game becomes a lesson in strategy. You analyze their weaknesses. You adapt your model. Maybe you focus on premium services, while they go for volume. Maybe you build loyalty programs, while they chase new clients. You're learning competitive positioning, and that's something money can't buy. And here's what separates successful players from average ones: mindset. The winners think long-term. They're patient. They plan. They see failure as feedback.